Welcome to this very special edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. Hi, I'm Montel Williams. In the world of human capital management, benefits, and payroll, one company has learned that hiring our veterans has significant advantages. We're on location in Charlotte, North Carolina, visiting isolved, whose mission is to free HR, benefits, and payroll professionals so they can exceed their goals, transform their employee experience, and grow their careers. They recognize that the skills of those who have served can help them increase efficiency, improve their performances across the organization, and at the same time be done for the 145,000 employers that isolved works with. Let's learn more about their commitment to honor and serve our veterans, appreciate diversity, and deliver fast results.
My name is Amy Mosier, and my title is Chief People Officer at isolved. I have the greatest job in the world. I get to support the growth of our employees here at isolved. isolved is a human capital management and payroll business. It is basically everything from hire to retire. And it enables employees to have access to the information that they need, and employers to have the access that they need for employee information. But we also offer financial and wellness services to our clients as well. We have about 145,000 clients across the U.S., and we're very, very proud of what we do and how we're able to service the communities that we work in. isolved Honor and Service is a group of employees at isolved that is expanding and growing every day. They represent individuals who either are currently or were in the armed services. They also represent a demographic of individuals who are the spouses of those individuals that served. All of us HR people out there are business leaders. We're all looking for people who want to work hard and want to stay. Well, guess what? That's what these individuals learn when they're in the service. It's really an incredible and very unique alignment, really, to what industry is looking for, and I think they just overlook it. These are high-performing people. They want to work here at isolved. They want to help other people in situations that are similar to theirs, and they feel that they're able to do that here at isolved, and you can see it in their faces.
I'm Chris Lake. I am an optimization specialist here at isolved, and I was an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver in the Army National Guard.
My name is Elijah Walton. I'm an inbound business development representative here at isolved, and I served in the Army National Guard as a 13 Foxtrot.
My name is Robert Anderson. I'm a customer service representative, and I was in the Army National Guard.
My name is Michaela Arnett. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing here at isolved, and my affiliation is my husband serves with the National Guard out of Texas and served with the 82nd Airborne out of Fort Bragg.
My name is Andrew Aguirre. I'm a field sales representative here with isolved, and my past life in the U.S. Army Reserve, I spent my time as a logistics specialist.
So many great veterans are contributing to isolved's success. When we come back, we'll hear some of their stories. Welcome back. Today, we're learning about some of the amazing veterans and their military spouses who are helping isolved get to the next level.
I'm Chris Lake. I am an optimization specialist here at isolved, and I was an 88 Mike, which is a truck driver in the Army National Guard. So I was in the military for 6 years. I went from September 2008 to September 2014. So right after I finished high school and through college. When I think about military experience, the type of company I wanted to work for was one that made you feel included, regardless of anything else. So the military tells you you have no race, you have no religion, you're now Army Green, and that's the end of it. So I wanted to work for a company that had a similar experience and a similar mindset, and isolved was all about that. Almost immediately, I signed up for the veterans group, which houses our veterans, and then the spouses to veterans, which is very, very important because most places just honor veterans and they forget the fact that you have a family, you have a wife or a husband in whatever cases. I think it's important that people who have served or are serving are recognized in the corporate environment, because a lot of times we fall through the cracks per se. However, going into the military, you're taught that you can do anything as long as somebody shows you how to do it. And so for a corporation to recognize that, we say, this is the experience I have, and they look at that and go, great, if you can do the basics, we can build on top of that. And that's what isolved does, and that's major. I would say the advantage is you're pulling in more leaders. As a soldier, you're taught to lead no matter what, because you're now in charge of yourself and everybody around you, even if you're not in charge. With isolved recognizing that, they're bringing in more people that can help change culture. They're bringing in more people that can lead. They're bringing in more people that may not have had an opportunity to succeed, and now they're pushing them to where they have no choice but to succeed. And that's just unmatched.
My name's Elijah Walton. I'm an inbound business development representative here at isolved, and I served in the Army National Guard as a 13 Fox. My role here at isolved is essentially to follow up with new prospects, and my job is essentially to just follow up on those leads, kind of talk to them, see where they are in the process for HR, kind of give them a little bit more information about isolved as far as how we can help them, with value and things like that in their HR process. It's definitely relatable when you think about in the military having to almost think on your feet. Sometimes you have to put in a situation to where you don't have a clear-cut guide of what to do. You kind of have to go along, think on your feet, improvise. So learning how to talk to people and get along with people who have had a completely different life that you have, it definitely relates to, a position like this where you're on the phone talking to people who you've also never met, and just learning how, people think and things like that. And also being able to adapt. Here at isolved, it's a constantly changing environment. And in the military, they definitely teach you how to constantly adapt to change. Here, where it's a fast-paced, sales kind of environment, it definitely translates having those skills to be able to adapt and change, and improvise on a moment's notice. But here at isolved, you definitely feel, that you're a part of a team. And, in the Army, it's all camaraderie and we're all as one. And our motto here is like, win as one. So it's almost familiar, and it just makes me feel almost more at home when I'm here.
My name is Robert Anderson. I'm a customer service representative, and I was in the Army National Guard. My job entail at isolved is, as a customer service representative, I handle customers that call in, that they do their payroll over the phone, or I answer any emails that they may have any questions or issues with their payrolls. My position, you could probably say it's the front line, whereas I, as the customer service representative, am going face to face with our clients, with our customers, the people that pay our paychecks. Is kind of the day in and day out life of what I do. Someone in the military is able to handle that mission, so to speak, is, they've seen it, they've been trained that way to kind of, at a moment's notice. I mean, being a Massachusetts Army National Guardsman, we are Minutemen. We're ready on a moment's notice. So we're ready to go. We show up to work, we can handle whatever. And if we don't know how to do the job, we find out how to. We're very adaptable. I am in a very special position with this company, and I feel like I owe this company a debt of gratitude. I felt at a point in time in my life I was suffering from alcoholism, and I was kind of at my life's brink. And isolved gave me that opportunity to go and seek help, and my management followed through with it and ended up essentially saving my life. So that right there shows me that the management, the team that I have, sees a worth in me, where some places of employment, it's tough to say that. Helping fellow veterans is super important to me. Finding whatever reason or any way to help a veteran, whether it's within the workplace or outside the workplace, it's something that where we, as that motto of never leaving someone behind, we kind of carry that throughout our life. I believe isolved in a certain way is a little bit more sensitive to that. That's why I do carry a 22 a day bracelet on my wrist to kind of just keep myself in line to my core ideals. So a company that has my back in that sort of area, you kind of want to fight for them. You feel appreciated. You want to be a part of it. I think that it's so special that iSolved kind of pays attention to that because they understand the kind of worth that veterans have to what can be in the business world. They bring leadership. They are easily trainable because we've been through it. They see aspects of, veterans that maybe a civilian may not have. The most important thing that I've taken away from the military that's helped me in every single aspect of life is integrity and being mentally strong. And that integrity also kind of falls into it, being self-accountable, being able to, hold myself to a standard and keep it there. iSolved is very fair to compare to that integrity and that kind of mental awareness. The fact that they were able to identify that in me and be able to help me. So it's a company that cares about people. It's a company that cares about its veterans and recognizes that.
They continue to transform employee experience for a better today and a better tomorrow. More to come. Stay with us. Welcome back to the special edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. It's evident that people are at the heart of iSolved. Take a look at this.
My name is Michaela Arnett. I'm the Senior Director of Marketing here at iSolved, and my affiliation is my husband serves with the National Guard out of Texas and served with the 82nd Airborne out of Fort Bragg. My reality is I'm a military spouse. That reality includes not knowing where my husband's going to be tomorrow, that he could be gone for months. He could be anywhere, even in the National Guard. It's hard to deal with, but you manage. There's stress every day when they leave. I think the same stress a first responder's wife would feel because you don't know if they're gonna come home, and you hope they do. So when Jonathan was first deployed in Afghanistan, it was his very first deployment. Everyone was insistent that this was gonna be an easy one, which I feel like jinxed it. All of my memory was when he left was that he was in 3rd Platoon. There was an attack with a vehicle on a caravan just outside of Kandahar. I had one of the wives reach out to me on social media that morning. Did you hear about the accident? I Googled for a few minutes and found an obscure article that wasn't a verified news source that said that there had been an explosion at Kandahar's airbase. More details to come. It was the most vague article I've ever seen. And I had one wife call me, and when we were talking, 2 men showed up at her door. And it was, the stress in her voice was something I'll never forget. And the phone call I got from my husband at 2 a.m. that morning, I've never seen him cry. But it was a combination of, I'm so thankful, but he was so sad. Because they were 2 of his really good friends. He'd never lost anybody significant in his life, and to lose somebody like that, have someone taken from you, that's really hard. And they still had 8 more months to go. I don't think that there is a way to fully convey to anybody what it's like to prepare for a loss like that, or thinking that you're going to have that loss. Like you're not knowing. You have to be resilient. You have to be resilient. If you let that stop you, you won't have tomorrow. You're gonna be lost in depression and despair. You'll stay home all day. I think iSolved is committed to that group of our society because they think that it's got a lot of untapped potential. You learn a lot of leadership skills, a lot of collaboration. You have to. You don't win a fight by continually turning around to grab the grenade that you think might be there. You have to keep running and hope that somebody is there behind you, and there is a sense of true teamwork that you get in the military that I don't think that you could get in a lot of other environments. And that's what's kept me here for 10 years. That teamwork, you have people who support you in both areas, which I think is unbelievable. And that military group, our little military niche is is truly special.
My name is Andrew Aguirre. I'm a field sales representative here with isolved. And my past life in the U.S. Army Reserve, I spent my time as a logistics specialist. My entire family serves in the military, and that's either in the Navy, Air Force, or Army, or even the National Guard. It's like a gray line, how they say it down in West Point. You know, we share this ambition to serve our nation. So I spent my entire career in the logistics corps. Essentially, you know, in the reserves, we support battalions who are IBCT or basic support battalions. We get them ready to deploy out of country. In essence, you know, my role there was to really track ammo, rations, any supplies necessary for deployment. So I was what you call, you know, support-ready battalion, right? So my job is to support, feed, and, you know, serve this nation. You know, the acumen that they built out of me. You know, in this role I serve today, you need a really good business acumen, project management acumen. You need to understand interpersonal skills. So when I actually served, it gave me the discipline, that aura that a human needs to actually thrive in today's society. So that being said, you know, I took all of those skills and literally translated into civilian life. When they found out I was a veteran, I got a phone call from one of our co-chairs of Honor and Service. She's no longer our co-chair. I'm the co-chair now. But she said, "Hey, Andrew, we'd love to have you. Come join our committee." And now you met with a few of my colleagues who are also on the committee, and it's not just our focus, it's isolved's focus now to make this thing blow out. And we want to hire more people who are veterans, right? What does isolved want out of it? Well, you know, what does isolved really focus on right now is hiring. We're a growing company. You get a structured individual coming out of the military, but there's so many professions out of the military, which is why it makes so much sense to hire out of the military. You have HR professionals, you have project managers, you have over 500 MOSs across the armed forces. That all you got to do is cherry pick which MOSs make sense to come over here, and there's thousands. So why not hone in and bring those individuals to a company that is gonna craft a culture that is gonna help you on the upbringing. We want people to start at entry level and then eventually make it to mid-level to executive if they can, right? That's the trajectory this company wants to focus on, and that's why I'm here as well. This focus for honor and service and for hiring veterans is definitely gonna help with retention, because it's gonna allow us to really create a different culture that we're still trying to identify. You know, why are we doing this? Because we care. And when you care, you try. And when you try, you step out of your comfort zone. And that's what we're trying to do here.
Welcome back. It's apparent that isolved's promise to enable customers to exceed their goals through transformational employee experience is working.
Now I do have somebody that can relate. Not every day my teammates get it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But whenever they don't, I do know I have a battle buddy that I can call. And they completely understand it. They know exactly what you're going through because they've been through it in the military. And a lot of them have done similar to what you're doing at isolved. So they can relate to you on both ends.
I believe isolved does it because it's the right thing to do. It's not something that a company has to do at all, but it's the right thing to do. I think it's the ideals of what the American dream is really, and kind of holding each other up, trying to protect our own. So if we can do anything to help those veterans that are in need, they absolutely will go ahead and do it.
Honor and service to me shows that we not only do we pride ourselves in giving those opportunities, but we want to give back to those individuals and pay our respects to them, because I think that they made a lot of sacrifices before they came here.
When you hire honor and service employees, when you hire individuals from a service background or spouses, you are hiring very special people who have done something very special in their lives and have contributed to our lives in some way indirectly. And that is something to support them after that experience is something to be proud of.
Another great company with a great story showing us all the value of hiring our military veterans. Thanks so much for joining us on this edition of Military Makeover Operation Career. We'll see you next time.